Так, уважаемые зрители, сейчас у нас поединок между Барри Линном и Энди Хэмилтоном. Да-да-да, Хаммер Тайм, Энди Хэмилтон.
Die ehemalige Nummer 6 der PDC ist ein bisschen abgerutscht, wird in diesen Tagen auf Rang 11 geführt. Und dennoch, der Mann ist ein Hammer. Der Hammer. Herzlich willkommen, Andy Hamilton.
Хаммер Тайм.
As Elmar, our excellent MC, said, it's hammer time. Andy Hamilton up against this man. A newcomer from Braintree in Essex, 26-year-old Barry Lynn. He played in the qualifying score but didn't win his tour card. But qualified for this European
Энди Хэмилтон, финалист чемпионата мира 2012 года.
2013 UK Open finalist, Premier League competitor, and reached at least the quarterfinals of every TV event.
Распрей поправляет мишень. Энди Хэмилтон показывает, как правильно это делать. Барри Лин, видим, что молодой игрок. Только начал он дартс играть. Даже британской дартс-организации он не был. Сразу профессиональный.
Yeah, as you said, comes from Braintree in Essex, no more than 10-12 mile away from me, and I actually brought him home from Q school. You know, couldn't see the young lad have to get a train all the way up from Wigan, so me and my son Ryan gave him a lift, and it was great to hear because he was phoning up his girlfriend and his friends telling them that he's just beaten James Wade to qualify for one of our European events. And the phone conversation that, yeah, I have really, and they were going, you could hear him thinking, no you haven't. Yeah, honestly, I've just beaten James Wade. And no one was believing him on the phone, but he certainly did it, beat him 6-5. Played for the Essex County for a good few years, but as you said...
Игроки бросают по болу. Лин не попал 25 даже. Энди Хэмилтон. Попадает Хэмилтон 25 и начнет первый лэг.
And just a reminder, if you are wondering why somebody like James Wade had to qualify for this event, it's all to do with the European Tour rankings, as we said earlier, if you're watching earlier on this afternoon. We want to remind people, Rod, the criteria for qualifying automatically into the second round tomorrow, the top 16 in the European Tour rankings.
Yeah, it is the top 16 from the Pro Tour order of merit, not the world rankings. The rankings from these Euros events all last year went on this Pro Tour, and we kept it the same this year. Why should the board of directors change it?
Хэмилтон даже в утроение не попадает. Барри Лин. Оба игрока из Англии.
It is a part of the Pro Tour order of merit, and why should we use the world ranking? The top players, to be quite honest, get looked after enough in all the major TV events back and home on Sky Sports and ITV. So, of course, this gives everybody a chance.
Raymond van Barneveld did make it through the qualifiers last night and comfortably dispatched his fellow countryman Ron Meulenkamp 6-1 earlier on this afternoon. Barney up against Dave Chisnell in the second round tomorrow. The second round shaping up nicely. We'll run through tomorrow's encounters a bit later on.
20.
The second round.
Снова 20 очков. Лин 20. Снова 20.
The second round spread across an
И
afternoon of
утроение
2 seconds.
18.
Starting at
189.
1 o'clock Central European time, midday in the United Kingdom.
Помимо
And then
финала
we're back
чемпионата мира
at 7 o'clock in the
2012
evening
года
here in Germany for the
Энди
evening
Хэмилтон выходил в
session
финал
of
Гранд
round
Слэмов
2
дартса
tomorrow. Another great day of
2007
darts in
года.
store here.
И в финал UK Open выходил в том году, в 2013.
Chance here for Barry. Puts a big score in.
Тогда он проиграл в финале Филу Тейлору.
Andy Hamilton made a little bit of a mess of those previous
Ну
three
и
darts,
участвовал в
and
премьер-лигах.
28.
В том году, в 2013 и в 2012.
That's why he's had to move. That's kicked up a little bit high, covered up half the double top. Now down for those tens.
Хэмилтон удвоение 20 закрывает 1-0 по лэгам. Барри Лин начинает второй лэг.
Did the job in the end then. Take the first leg with Hamilton.
140.
The last leg against James Wade, Barry hit 180 and then took the double out straight away. And James Wade was sitting there on the double. When we say about hitting the big score to set things up, I mean, he did it perfectly. Of course, with our qualifiers and our tour events, we've got sometimes 32 dartboards in a room.
Барри Лин все без утроений.
No one is just attention is all on you. There's loads of other people, so you can relax a little bit more. This is alien to Barry. He has played on the county stage and the video system back home, so he's had a little bit of it. But this is the first tournament for him in the PDC. But it just proves, Mike, with the PDC, the opportunities that we're given dart players to earn money and to look at a career in darts. I mean, Barry worked on the board with the hod carrier. And I can assure you that.
Лин все без утроений.
So, a chance to get fame and fortune in the game of darts.
And as you mentioned earlier, with the prize money now on offer, it is turning into a serious career choice, certainly in terms of the sporting spectrum.
Два раза в удвоение 19 попал, в утроение 19. Энди Хэмилтон и 78 в остатке. Барри Лин на 160.
Different to a day job, a different sort of day job.
Энди Хэмилтон закроет 78.
20 for double top for Hamilton for a 2-0 lead here.
And again, that dart goes low for the hammer, so a chance here for Barry. And that's unlucky.
Лин не закрывает.
Rushed that last dart a bit. Perhaps he
Энди
should have moved
Хэмилтона
just to the right
удвоение 10.
to have a bit more of an open target.
Удвоение 5. Закрывает 2-0 по лэгу.
So Hamilton finds himself 2-0 up and with the darts in the third leg. When Barry Lynn did have a chance to restore parity at 1-1.
Сто очков.
They do look quite wide, the barrels on Barry's darts, more sort of traditional sort of bulbous
Пока
barrels.
можно посмотреть.
Yeah, and both players. I mean, Andy Hamilton's is quite a chunky dart.
Следующий матч у нас Уэйн Джонс
It's all to
против
do
Томаса
with,
Сейлера.
how it's going to sit in
Рэнни
your
Адамс
hand, in your
против
grip, in your fingers.
Джой Пол Фримена,
It's all very
Стюарт
well
Келли
saying, well,
против Фабиана
ideally
Херца
you should
и Ричи
throw
Бёрн
straight
против
barrel
Джастина
because
Пайпа.
obviously there's more room, in the board. If you put one in the treble, there's more room. But if it doesn't fit your hand properly and it doesn't feel right, then you actually throw what feels great in your hand.
Yeah, when I see those really smooth barrels that don't appear to have any grip at all on them, you sort of think, get sticky fingers. There are plenty of guys who do throw them, those sorts of darts, obviously.
Well, Terry Jenkins is one of them. You know, it is as smooth as anything, his darts, and you often wonder on the big stages when it's, you know, up over 100 degrees, how the sweat on his fingers doesn't make the dart slip on it, as we call aquaplane all the time.
So 102 plays 101.
Энди Хэмилтон, 102 очка.
Well, Barry had 2 darts at a double in the previous leg. Can he get 1 dart at a double in this leg? Well, the answer to that is going to be possibly no, unless Andy Hamilton...
У Энди Хэмилтона осталось 32 очка. Удвоение 16. Закрывает 3-0 по легам.
We used to say that Andy Hamilton's taken the mortgage out on the double 16, he owns it.
Yes, it was a good 12 months for Andy Hamilton.
And only, what, 3 years ago, Mike, he was drifting out of the top 16, and that turnaround was when he beat Simon Whitlock when he was
41.
married.
Извиняюсь, 81 уже. Не соображают так потихоньку.
Well, I think the tattoo says it all. He should be a bigger hammer,
20.
though. I don't think Andy would be
24.
too good with a small hammer like that in his hands.
It's a good shot at the tattoos and the bling.
Are you brave enough for a tattoo, Mike?
No, I don't have a tattoo about my person.
I'm not.
Looks far too painful to me.
Absolutely.
60.
So Lynn well ahead in this leg. And as we keep saying, we're just doing good to get a leg on the board.
Утроение 19.
European Tour
И
debut.
последний дрочек утроение 19. У Лина 140 в остатке.
Another one of those would be good.
Well, this needs to go up near double top, which is what he's done. He mustn't mess around with them flights with that third dart. That's why sometimes you do see that third dart go in double top. To keep away from the treble. So
57
but he comes back.
и
He's
60.
already had 2 darts in double top.
82.
In leg 2.
Лин
and missed it.
20. Удвоение 20.
Oh,
Не
well, he really
попадает.
has got to take these chances, especially against somebody like Andy Hamilton. Ball for double
Будет через
16.
бол играть Энди Хэмилтон. Не попал даже в 25.
He did finish on the bullseye.
И видим, что Энди Хэмилтон закрывает 82 очка.
4-0 up.
Последний дрочек попал в бол.
It's a cruel game
4-0
when you're
по
a
легу.
newcomer, as with Barry, you know, 3 darts at double top in that leg. Leg 2 he had 2 darts at double top. Could easily be sitting there 2-all. But that's what the game's all about, taking those chances. And when you're playing the experienced players like Andy Hamilton, they're not very often going to give you a second bite at the cherry.
Сто очков Энди Хэмилтон. 140 Лин.
Robert Thornton awaiting the winner. That'll be third match on tomorrow afternoon in the second round. 8 matches in the afternoon, 8 in the evening session.
Yes, this first round proper is the pairings are starting to look mouth-watering, aren't they? They're really that's where the tournament kind of starts tomorrow. This is just to
43 Лин.
go forward and meet the seeds.
Скорее всего, Энди Хэмилтон выиграет и этот лэг.
Against Dean Winstanley, Jamie Caven against Ronnie Baxter, Dave Chisnell against Raymond van Barneveld, Steve Beaton against Jelle Klassen, 2 former BDO champions playing each other in the afternoon.
100 очков.
Kim Huybrechts against Michael Smith should be a tasty affair. Kevin Painter against Terry Jenkins among the second round matches tomorrow.
100 очков. Барри Лин
An absolute cracking day of
118
darts.
оставил. У Энди Хэмилтона 148.
Every tournament is from, you know, wherever we go in the world now, the players are really stepping up to the line and performing.
And just a reminder, we're bringing you every one of the 8 European Tour events for the first time, streamed live on the PDC website and on the official PDC YouTube channel, if I can say it, for free.
93 у Энди
It's been a
Хэмилтона
long
в
day,
осадке.
Mike.
It certainly has.
Распрей поправил. Немножко судью рядом.
Well, Andy Hamilton's old school on the 93. That leaves the bullseye. He's already
Энди
hit it
Хэмилтон
to take out an 82 earlier
Bull.
on.
не попадает,
Very
к
close
сожалению.
to taking the 93.
25 в остатке.
And yet, again,
Барри Лин.
Barry Lynn is going to get 2 darts at double
60.
top. Can
И
he
сектор
finally
20.
hit a double?
Удвоение 20. Удвоение 10. Не попадает.
The answer so far is no. And you see him trudge back from the board to the back of the stage. He knows he can play a lot better than this, but he's not getting a chance against Andy
Удвоение 8
Hamilton.
Энди Хэмилтон.
Double 8 to go 5-0 in front.
Попадает.
Well, he's going 2 double 4 by the look of it. Down for
Double
the 2.
2.
Нам, к сожалению, не показали. Ну, удвоение 2 должен был попасть Барри
It's a
Лин.
cruel game. We keep saying there's no sympathy, and certainly there isn't, and there won't be any sympathy.
Удвоение
in this
8
man,
Энди
Andy
Хэмилтон.
Hamilton.
Удвоение 4. Закрывает. 5-0.
One leg away then
Энди
from victory
Хэмилтону
in Andy Hamilton.
осталось выиграть один лэг, чтобы пройти в следующий раунд.
Yes, certainly a steep learning curve for Barry Lynn on his European Tour debut.
41. Барри Лин.
I think what helps once you've been on the Pro Tour, on the Challenge Tour for a while, you get to know everybody. So you can walk around and you can talk to an Andy Hamilton. So when Barry gets more experience on the PDC, he won't feel overawed, he won't feel scared of the Andy Hamiltons of this game. And that's
43.
the one thing that
Barry
I've
Lynn.
noticed more and more about the newcomers that are coming through, because they mingle week in, week out. I mean, the calendar, literally every weekend is full of darts, somewhere around the country or around the world. So, you know, you get familiarity between the players, and then you don't get so scared of each other.
40. Сто очков Барри Лин. 60 Хэмилтон.
Still 4 more
20.
first round matches to come this
Снова
evening
20. 100 очков.
on this opening day of the German Darts Championship. The Wanderer, Wayne Jones, up against Tomas Seyler of Germany. He'll have some local support as well. Starting to become a familiar face on TV tournaments is Tomas Seyler. That's next up on stage. And Andy Hamilton will be hoping that that is only a few minutes
Барри
away.
Лин.
That he
Есть
can get off
возможность
the
выиграть
stage,
хотя бы один лэг в этом матче.
have a rest and then start preparing for his match against Robert Thornton tomorrow afternoon.
100 очков Энди Хэмилтон.
Not a vintage performance from Andy Hamilton. And I think a massive learning curve for Barry Lynn. Just a bit nice to see him get a leg on the board. He deserves one, there's no question.
161 закроет Энди Хэмилтон. Нет, второй дырочка не попал в утроение.
So another potential for a chance of a double top finish for Barry Lynn, but
У Лина в остатке
we'll be praying that
24. Энди Хэмилтон 68.
68. Well, that's a drift.
25. Удвоение 18. А
А
удвоение 20 закрывает. 6-0. Энди Хэмилтон. Барри Линн 6-0. Победа Энди Хэмилтона.
Tomas Seyler of Germany up against Wayne Jones. That's on stage in a couple of minutes' time.
Следующий поединок будет между Уэйном Джонсом и Томасом Сейлером.
Yeah, it was a tough game. I don't know Barry Lynn. First time I've seen him, so unexpected game. I'm going to stick to my game, finishing won the game. Not a great game, but I won.
That's right. Andy, may I ask you one thing? How disappointed were you not being part of the Premier League this year? After such a consistent year, 2013, you played. How disappointed were you?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm disappointed not in the Premier League, but also now I'm not in it. I can work hard this year now to try and get back in there again and deserve my place again.
See you tomorrow again. Thank you very much. Andy Hamilton. Auch er kannte Barry Lynn noch nicht. Auch er hat ihn zum allerersten Mal gespielt und sagt, das ist nie so angenehm, wenn du nicht weißt, was dich da erwartet. Und ich habe ihn zur Premier League befragt. Andy Hamilton wird in der Premier League in diesem Jahr nicht mit dabei sein. Die startet ja am kommenden Donnerstag, wenn ich das sagen darf, ab 20 Uhr auf Sport 1, 20 bis 23:30 Uhr. Und Andy Hamilton sagt, schon sehr enttäuscht, vor allem nach diesem konstanten Jahr 2013, aber er wird weiter arbeiten. Er will dann 2015 wieder bei der Premier League mit dabei sein. Jetzt gleich kommt der zweite deutsche Starter. Und den Mann kenne ich gut, mit dem habe ich viel Zeit verbracht. Ende Dezember, als wir die Weltmeisterschaft zusammen kommentiert haben. Tomas Seyler. Und wundert euch nicht, wenn ich gleich da irgendwie sowas Rotes habe. Ich muss Wettschulden einlösen. Ich kann es nicht so machen, wie ich mir das vorgestellt habe. Das hat mir die PDC nicht gestattet, dass ich in Damenkleidung hier moderiere. Aber ich hole ihn trotzdem ab. Wir werden das trotzdem machen und damit sehen wir uns gleich also wieder. Jetzt habe ich doch noch eines vergessen, was ich euch mitteilen wollte. Ihr habt hier die Möglichkeit, Tickets für morgen oder auch für übermorgen euch noch zu holen. Für morgen Abend ist es sehr, sehr dünn, da ist die Veranstaltung so gut wie ausverkauft. Am Sonntag gibt es noch Tickets. Der Ticketschalter schließt in rund einer Stunde. Darum, wer Interesse hat, möglichst sich also auf den Weg machen. Nur zum Beginn des Matches natürlich wieder zurück sein, das ist wichtig. So, also zumindest eine Schärpe sollte es sein, so wie das die Walk-On-Girls ja auch haben. Und ich begebe mich jetzt gleich nach unten Da steht Shorty schon. Ich würde sagen, dann moderiere ich ihn auch von da unten an. Dann gehen wir gemeinsam hoch. Und jetzt hoffe ich aber, dass alle hier am Zaun stehen, wenn wir das schon machen. An Tagen wie diesen werden Wettschulden beglichen. An Tagen wie diesen freuen wir uns auf den Mann aus Bremen. 13-facher deutscher Meister, viermaliger WM-Teilnehmer. Und er will es heute wissen. Und ich freue mich drauf, dass ich ihn begleiten darf. Das als Walk-on-Girl. Herzlich willkommen hier in der Halle 39, Tomas Shorty Seyler. So, und jetzt kommen wir nochmal zum Ernst der Sache. Denn Shorty spielt gegen die ehemalige 14 der Welt. Ein Mann, der schon im WM-Halbfinale stand 2006, der auch beim letzten European Tour-Event in Sindelfingen im Halbfinale stand, weil er unter anderem Michael van Gerwen bezwungen hat. Aktuell die 33 der PDC. Herzlich willkommen, The Wanderer Wayne Jones!
Plenty of local support, I'm sure, coming up for Tomas Seyler from Bremen. One of the host nation qualifiers last night, dropping one leg in wins over Joe Meinhardt and Colin Rice, and then being taken all the way by Andre Velga, beating him 6-5 to book his place in this opening round match against the Wanderer Wayne Jones from Wolverhampton. Found form a little bit in 2013, having been close to dropping out of the top 32 at one stage.
Сейчас у нас поединок между Уэйном Джонсом и Томасом Сейлером. Томас Сейлер — представитель Германии, Уэйн Джонс — представитель Англии. Уэйн Джонс доходил до полуфинала чемпионата мира 2006 года и в финал чемпионшип Европы дартс 2010 года.
Yeah, I watched the Kevin Painter game against Thomas. Thomas played really well, but Kev was just on the top of his game with checkouts.
Так игроки будут бросать по болу. Уэйн Джонс 50 точно в центр.
You know, and if you played really well and you couldn't stop the guy, then you've got to take the pluses out of it. Certainly Tomas
Сейлер
Seyler
только
had to take the
25.
pluses out of that defeat to Gavin Clayton. Wayne Jones, I mean, he was a former semi-finalist of the last World Championships at the alley at the Circus Tavern. So pedigree
Wayne
all
Jones,
round. I mean,
100
Tomas
очков.
Seyler, I remember meeting him back in the early 90s. He's certainly been around a long time. And it's ironic that
Два раза
his old pal
поединился
Andre Valga
Сейлер.
in that final playoff.
И 20-22.
Yes, Thomas competed in 6 of these European Tour events last year. And he's just won
Уэйн
back
Джонс
his
2 раза
tour
по
card,
60, 140.
qualifying school. And as you mentioned, Wayne Jones, a drop-off in form, saw him on the verge of going out of the top 32, but
100 очков
some good
Сейлер.
results when it mattered last year. Enabled him to stay in the elite.
Wayne Jones is another one of those players, you know, he's been around a long time. Tremendous scorer, but at times just
Уэйн
fails
Джонс
to close
161 в
legs out
осадке.
from well in front.
Вышел на окончание.
Be interested to see how he gets on with his doubles in this match. I think there may have been a lot more noise if it had been a capacity crowd here tonight for Wayne Jones to be putting up with, but 64 now, down for those 16s. Another one of those. And double
Удвоен
16.
16. Не попадает Уэйн Джонс. У него еще и есть возможность закрыться,
Caught
так
double
как
eight then.
Томас Сейлер не вышел на окончание. Спонсором Уэйна Джонса является
Seyler, leaving
Ace 180 Darts.
170.
Закрывает Уэйн Джонс вдвоение 8, 1-0 по лэгам. Томаса Сейлера спонсор
First
Bulls.
on the board then for the 48-year-old from Wolverhampton.
$60 Сейлер. Снова 60. 180.
First maximum for Tomas Seyler. Gives him a commanding lead in this second leg. Certainly livened the German crowd up a bit.
Yes, that got them on their feet. Another good visit here from the German.
140 Сейлер. очков Уэйн Джонс. Сейлер закроет удвоение 20. Удвоение 10. Не попадает. Но еще будет шанс закрыться в этом подходе.
Maybe he was growing it for Movember.
Закрывает 1-1 по логу.
To make it one apiece.
$140 Уэйн Джонс. $60 Сейлер. 20. Снова 20.
Certainly a
И
tighter
60, 100 очков.
throw from Wayne Jones. Even when he's missing, he's becoming very close to that treble. But, you know, see, from that first dart, Mike, you know, even Thomas would have expected, you know, a treble from the first dart. The second dart would have just kissed in and gone in, and probably the third one. But with the second one flying like an inch and a half high, it kind of upsets the mind thought of the third dart. And
Видим,
he's not
как записывает.
taken advantage of some really perfect first darts.
The markers on stage doing a fantastic job as always. We couldn't do it without them.
Сто очков, Уэйн Джонс.
So Wayne will be back for 64 with Thomas well adrift in this leg. He'll make a dent in it here.
Уэйн Джонс 64.
Well, that leaves double top.
Удвоение 20. Не попал.
Well, a big shot here from Tomas Seyler could put some
Томас
pressure
Сейлер
on.
200 очков.
See, now he should find the treble from that dart. And again, the second dart was so high, it messes the range and the mindset up for that third dart.
Закрывает. 2-1 по лагам.
So going with the throw at the moment, early
Сейлер.
on in this first round match at the German
20, снова 20. Снова 20, 60 очков.
Either side of the treble 20, those first two darts for Seyler.
Два раза 20. Уэйн Джонс. Снова 20, 60. Сто очков, Томас Сейлер.
See, that's the
очков
difference
Уэйн
between the two
Джонс.
players. The consistent scoring of Wayne Jones. When he's missing, the darts are grouped a lot tighter. Although, as I say, this is better from Tomas Seyler.
180, Томас Сейлер.
Just needs to get a little bit more consistent with the loose darts, and he will give Wayne Jones a bit of a problem.
Wanted the treble 17 there, which would have left in the bullseye. It's a great visit.
24 в
Leave
осадке.
himself double 12 when he comes back.
Шестьдесят. Закрывает Уэйн Джонс удвоение 12 и 2-2 по лагам.
Tidy leg from Tomas Seyler. Levels it up at 2 apiece.
60 Уэйн Джонс. Снова 60.
And what Tomas Seyler is going to do.
180.
Jones hits the maximum. I was going to say, Tomas Seyler's hit 2 180s, but they've been with the throw. He's got to hit those big scores against the throw. You can settle for a 15 darter with the throw. Even an 18 darter is going to win you a lot of legs. But against, you need to hit a 180 to get them points on the board.
85.
Good recovery with the last dart. Following up that 1080 with an 85.
20 Сейлер. 60. Снова 20. 100 очков. Уэйн Джонс, скорее всего, первым выйдет на окончание. 100 очков.
The
Уэйн
double
Джонс.
18 when he comes back then.
Well, at the moment, no one is threatening the opponent's throw. They're making it very easy for the player to hold on to his throw. And a double 18 just inside that. Doesn't want to bust
Удвоение
it. Rather be on
18.
the outside than,
Не закрывает Уэйн Джонс.
well, that could cause a
Но
problem.
Томас Сейлер не вышел на окончание. Будет еще шанс закрыть лэг.
Yes, we had a couple of matches that went all the way to 6-5, but then a run of one-sided affairs the last few matches on stage, but this one
2,9 Уэйн Джонс.
double 8.
much closer.
2,8. Закрывает. 3-2 по лэгам.
Another player that doesn't like the double 9, Mike.
He's been listening to your advice.
It's ironic how many players do not like that double 9. Especially right-handed players. I think it's a little bit easier for the left-handers. But the righties don't like the 9s.
$80. Нет, 95. Уэйн Джонс набрал.
Just a little
45.
frustration there creeping in for the man from Bremen, who has the nickname Shorty. I need to find out exactly
Третий
why.
набора у игроков 83 очка составляет.
See, that dart must be down to concentration or something wrong with his grip. You know, sometimes when you throw a dart, goes in like that, you throw it the next one too quickly, just thinking it's automatically going to go in.
140 Уэйн
And it
Джонс.
flies off, you think, no, I didn't concentrate on that. Or he just hasn't picked the dart up in the same place as he's come down. And, 'cause, I mean, 2 inches away is a big miss.
41 Томас Сейлер. $140 Уэйн Джонс. $100 очков. 172 в остатке.
So for a break of throw, and to go 2 legs ahead for the first time in this match. Double 12 for Wayne Jones
Удвоение 12 закрывает Уэйн Джонс.
to make it 4-2.
И 4-2 по лэгам. И начинает 7-й лэг Уэйн Джонс.
Turn the
Осталось
screw
и
now
выиграть ему 2
on his
лэга.
throw, Wayne Jones, and put himself 1 leg away from his place in the
40
second round
очков.
tomorrow against Peter Wright. That's one of the matches on tomorrow evening in the second round here.
Well, in the last Euro event that Peter Wright played in, he actually beat Raymond van Barneveld in Eindhoven. Taken out a 1-6-4 and then giving Barney some of it and the crowd. It was great to watch.
100 очков Уэйн Джонс.
It was a good, entertaining match, and Peter Wright went on to win that match.
$55 Томас
He's a
Сейлер.
bit frustrated, isn't he, Thomas?
Yes, just making Wayne Jones wait to have his throw.
140 Уэйн Джонс.
So even at that sort of dart is frustrating him as well. He can't understand why he's that far from the target. And now he's thinking, even the
100
close
очков.
darts are not going in, and now I'm throwing wild darts.
Извиняюсь,
after it.
60, конечно же.
At the moment,
В тройне
he's a
даже
bit
не
addled in
попал
his brain. He
Томас
just needs
Сейлер.
to settle down, try and focus. Get a little bit more
60
rhythm going
Уэйн Джонс вышел на окончание. 121 в остатке.
with the second and third dart.
Томас Сейлер не вышел на окончание.
Maybe unfortunate with the last one, flicking the barrel into the one. 101 then. So Wayne will be back for 68 to try and go 5-2 in front and just one leg away from victory.
Уэйн Джонс.
Double 18 for the man
Вдвойне
from
18
Wolverhampton.
закрывает. 5-2.
Wolverhampton Wanderers hitting the double 16 bang in the middle of the bed. And now lots and lots of work to do for Tomas Seyler to stay in this German darts championship this weekend.
Джонс. Утроение до 20, единица. Утроение
We saw
19.
Lee Polframan earlier on this evening. His brother Joey is up next in action against one of the host nation qualifiers. Another German, Rene Idams, making his debut on the European Tour.
Yeah, good performance from Lee Polframan, beating Mark Walsh 6-0.
100 очков.
And his brother followed it up and had two Polframans in the second round. Two Scousers. Their football team's not
100
doing
очков.
bad this year
Томас
either, are
Сейлер.
Certainly isn't. Well,
60 Уэйн Джонс.
neither of them are doing too badly.
20.
The red or the blue
Снова 20
side
100
of
очков.
Merseyside.
I wouldn't say blue, to, especially to Joey, if I was you.
60 Сейлер. Снова 60. 140. Выходит на окончание.
Better from Thomas.
145.
He's down to a finish first.
очков. Уэйн Джонс.
Unfortunate with that last start slipping out for Wayne Jones.
в остатке у Томаса Сейлера.
So Tomas
100
Seyler
очков.
wanting 60
Томас Сейлер.
to reduce the arrears. Double
Удвоение
10.
10. Удвоение 5.
Back up to double 5.
Закрывает. 6-3. Конечно же 5-3. Уэйн Джонс
Wayne with
еще
the
не
front
выиграл
here. We'll look to get the job done
этот
now,
матч.
Rob.
Yes, he will do. But as bad as Thomas thinks he's
100 очков Уэйн Джонс.
he's still in this game. He only has to break him here, hold the throw, you're 5-all. Anything happens in a tie break, he's just got to stay focused, stay a bit more confident. You can see, you know, he's still in this game, but he's showing weakness to Wayne. You know, you should never show weakness in front of your opponent. Behind him, you can do what you want because he can't see it. But if you show weakness, it gives your opponent confidence. There's another thing about my
очков.
son and all the other
Уэйн
youngsters,
Джонс.
you know, don't do it because a seasoned professional will bury you over it.
And the number of times we're seeing Thomas's first start drift into the 5, which I'm sure is adding to his frustration.
It is, but sometimes
26. Томас
it
Сейлер.
just doesn't work, and you have to go hands up, Cadbury's. It was a bad day at the office, and I'm going to forget about it. And that's the way it is sometimes. No one ever plays brilliant all the time.
2 раза по 60. 180.
Wayne Jones with his second maximum of the match. 2 maximums apiece here. And a 1-2-1 for the match. Treble 17 would have left the bullseye, but he's got time here.
No, and I'm happy Tomas Seyler
68 Уэйн Джонс закроет.
Now go 20 for double 18. And this will be for the match. He's been pretty tidy on the double 18.
Удвоение 18. Не попал.
But Thomas, at least 9 darts away. And I think that expression on Thomas's face says it all. I've been there many, many times.
60. Томас Сейлер.
That look of resignation.
Уэйн Джонс 2 ин
Wayne
16.
Jones poised to take out double 18. Getting closer for the match.
Не закрывает.
Well, luckily for Wayne, Thomas still isn't on a finish.
Well, Thomas, he's only going to hit a big score. You've always got to think that your opponent's going to miss. And we know that Wayne Jones doesn't like the route to the double 9 because he splits it when he has a chance. So if he happens to split this 18s, he'll have to go for the 9s, but he's not putting any pressure on Seyler, so making this pretty easy for Wayne Jones.
2 ин 18. Уэйн Джонс.
Deflection off of that dart.
Закрывает.
He finally hits the double
6-3.
18.
Уэйн Джонс
A despondent Tomas
выигрывает в
Seyler.
этом матче.
But Wayne Jones goes through. A
Уэйн
winner,
Джонс,
6-3.
Томас Сейлер,
And coming up
6-3.
very
Setzt sich
shortly,
mit 6:3
Rennie
gegen
Adams takes on
durch.
Joey Polferman. That'll be coming up very shortly.
Jetzt auch gleich im Anschluss spielen werden. Rennie Adams und Fabian Herz. Wayne, congratulations.
It wasn't great, but to win, it's nice and consistent. Yeah, it was all right. A couple of flat doubles, but it wasn't too bad to start with.
Good start into the tournament, I would say.
Yeah, a lot of straight darts, lots of tournaments, a few 140s, a couple 180s. Finishing was okay. So yeah, it's not a bad start. I'm happy with that.
What will happen in 2014? What are your goals? You're number 33 now. Sure, you need to go back into the top 32.
Yeah, I've actually started off this year well. The 2 qualifiers I got through in both Germany and
Следующий матч у нас будет между Ренни
Holland.
Эйдамсом
I feel confident.
и Джоэл Палфрейманом. 3 поединка нам осталось посмотреть.
Thank you very much. Wayne Jones ist zufrieden mit dem Start bei diesem Match gegen Shorty. War nicht das hochklassigste Match, das haben wir alle gesehen. Von Rich her war auch zwischendurch